Peace. Quick little think fast. At some point, you gotta let your children do their own thing. You gotta let your kids grow. You can't have them living under your rules and regulations, religions, or thought forms, or things of this nature. You can't force that upon them. You gotta allow for your children to venture off in this world and do their own thing. And that's very biased for you to, like, where as an older person or as a parent, you've been around for a long time, you done had your fun. Let the children have their fun. Let the children create and make their own little thing. And what I'm getting at is as above, so below. As melanated beings, we're the eldest beings. Matter of fact, when you look at the Sentinel Island beings, the Sentinel Island people in the and the Solomon Island people had some of the eldest DNA on the planet, in which to show you how you could just throw religion out the window on that. They got the eldest DNA on the planet, and they don't embrace none of the popular religions. So what that tell you? They've been around the longest and don't embrace none of that foolishness that all of us, because I even include myself, like with Rastafari, like they don't claim none of that, what I'm saying, and still living, great. But anyway, as above, so below, as melanated beings, the eldest beings, we done did our thing, we have our culture, and of course it's the first and the mother of all, but at the same time, gotta respect and let the children, the ethnicities or the younger races that come after us, you gotta let them build their little cultures and things too as well. Just like a kid letting them have their own lane, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, well, it's all about Africa, and you gotta, of course it's about that and learning of it. Now there's an asterisk by that, because of course we are promoting the Africa situation, the motherland situation, more because it's been suppressed to oppress melanated people, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's being brought up. But we don't want to get on no level of it like forcefully, like where you gotta feel like everybody has to embrace the notion of it. Like, no, they don't. We all different in that essence. And again, like when you look at it, like with the and this where empathy comes in, where you stop being in your ego and you get into your soul. Where I could understand if I'm a non-melanated being that only been around like for 2,000 years or whatever. Like, my history is, very short, and I'm gonna start doing some shit to create me some history. So whether I'm fucking up some shit or doing some quote unquote good, whatever, if I'm oppressing some people, oh well, what I'm saying, that'll go in the history book as well. I'm just creating, what I'm saying, I'm creating my own little lane, being my own person, So keep that in mind, Like I really think to the Chinese people too, like where they just like do their own thing and they block out everything. They like, look, let us hold on to what we created on our own. Almost like a kid, like saying, hey, don't come and try to critique my little stuff and add, all that elder, like let my little work, let it be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're my parent. You know what I'm saying? That's basically like the vibe. Like, I know, as an African melanated being, you're my parent and this and that, but, I want to do my own thing. But the thing was, what happened was that, the kids had got like a little mad at the parents, and was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And which though the parents also had some karma coming their way as well. The parents wasn't being good parents, and when you're not being good parents, then, it's it's effect that come with that, cause and effect, a karmic, reaction that comes to that. So when you're not being a good parent on this planet, you could end up losing your last name and being enslaved for 400 years. You know what I'm saying? If your parenting abilities is off, because that's what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's no ego to say, haha, we the parents and haha, you the kids. Like, nah, because I mean, if anything, as above, so below, you still learn something from your children. You know what I'm saying? I learned something from all the ethnicities and races or whatever, you know what I'm saying? As well as the elder stuff that came before, you know what I'm saying? So it's as above, so below, If you could actually learn something from your kid in a household, and you could learn something from a culture that is younger than your, kind of like a culture that's like a kid to your, elder culture, Same type of vibration, I thought about that. Like, and this is an omen straight from spirit, because I caught that vibe when, like, I was talking to somebody and they were just defending that cultural aspect of, like, like, we don't hate black people, we just, hold on to our culture type of thing. And I was like, yeah, I respect it, you know what I'm saying? Because in some essence, they'd be like, y'all need to do it too, this and that. But without getting too deep in that, because that's a thin line there, that cultural loyalty, it's close to an unrighteous way of being, but to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But it's that vibe of like, hey, let us do our own thing, all right? Yeah, everything come from Africa, but I want my flag to be red, purple, and orange, you know what I'm saying? I want my national flag now that I'm, now as a kid that I moved out of the house, out of Africa, out of the house, you know what I'm saying? I want to do my own thing, mama. I want to, I want to create, you know what I'm saying? And I want to play rock and roll and chill in my room and tear it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the personification. Because too, when I see like these genres and stuff, and like, it's just like stuff that, the melanated people brought, it's like that elder parent vibe. It's like how, like, look how everybody, using the stuff that we brought forth, And again, it's I'm bringing this up more as an analogy for you to just understand and get why, in some cases, why, like, why these other nations and cultures is like, bruh, like, we doing our own thing, It was part, being mad at the parents and, on a human level being, discriminative or racial, whatever, but then it's part like, hey, let me do my own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, because too, that's part of the evolution situation, we were all one being, we were all one, dark melanated peoples, and working in the high chakras, and it was like, all right, we only evolving so far. Let's spice this up, you know what I'm saying? So we invited some beings with the ego working out the lower chakras. We did some genetics, you know what I'm saying? Came out with some light-skinned humanoids, and history from there, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's the whole situation where, live and let live, you know what I'm saying? Let the younger beings on the planet, create their own little lane, you know what I'm saying? Because as above, so below. As a child that within your own household, what you want to do? You want to do your own thing. You want to create your own lane, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and it's all divine order anyway. So it's for somebody like, oh, but the racist white people created their own lane. They was killing and this and that. That was a part of the plan, you know what I'm saying? Like, we messed up on our end, so, that's what brought that about, But again, let let the younger cultures, let the kids be kids, and I don't know, again, I don't know, egotistical, pedestal, like I'm better. It's just the reality of the situation, because that's another reason why it's great to be able to articulate certain ideas well, because these are things that need to be talked about, but you have to be able to deliver them in the right way, because if you don't deliver certain messages a certain way, like, you could say one sentence with the same words but give it a different vibration all in the way you deliver it, and that's one of the things, like, with these types of subjects, it's about how you deliver it and the vibe behind it. Like, people know me and see me and could tell that I genuinely don't give a damn about no racial culture, like, whatever, do you know what I'm saying? Of course, I speak up on ancient melanin knowledge, ancient indigenous knowledge in general, because of how much has been suppressed and how much, my higher self and the ancestors, like, all right, we got to bring this information forward, cool. But for the most part, I did catch that vibe from the ancestors, like, like, let them be, you know what I'm saying? Like, they creating their own little thing, basically they gave me this analogy. That's why I'm doing the video. It's like, it's like kids, like, You stop listening to your mama and stop wanting to do everything that they taught, whether quote unquote right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? You want to do your own thing regardless of you know, what they were saying was right or wrong or whatever, it's like I just want to experience and do my own thing and some as above, so below, as being the eldest beings, as melanated beings, we are like those parents, and we gotta let, the younger beings, have their lane as well, and do their own thing. And ain't nothing wrong with it to just continuously, building in our lane as well, you know what I'm saying? Because again, it is a thin line of like where like being with your peoples in the essence of people who you vibrate on the frequency on strong, and that also has to do with the amount of melanin in our body, so as much as we would like to neglect that situation, it is a fact, but it's not a fact to where I gotta say, oh well, I got melanin, you don't, we can't hang together. No, it's more of a vibe, like just feeling the vibe. Like, of course you can hang and go with your heart, but I've seen instances where like that difference did make a difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I keep it real, a drum circle, if a drum circle lacks melanin, it's just something that's a little like, offbeat, and it's nothing to no non-melanated people, none of that, but it's just the energy behind it. Like the melanin is the connection, the strong connection to the ancestors, to the vibe of the universe. That's why, LeBron James jump high, Michael Jackson could moonwalk, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a connection to the universe, and it's starting to become evident to where we have to recognize it, but without letting us separate ourselves, like, so it's time to stop like, oh yeah, well, we're all one and I don't see color or this and that. That's not real. We got to keep it real about this. You can still be positive and real. Like, matter of fact, that's the point of, is being real, being authentic. But that's something that I wanted to share, and a lot of people again don't touch on these perspectives, and sometimes like things need to be touched on and delivered with a certain perspective. That's why I always provide these different perspectives, like the parenting, analogy in essence. It's like that same type of vibe, because that's how it trickled down to me. It's like, hey, it's just like parents, like, like let them be them, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, if they doing this and doing that, you know what you gotta do. That's basically what I got, like, you know what you gotta do. And it was like, think of it like parenting. It's like, when your parents was forcing Christianity on you and doing this and that, it's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Even though Christianity has some truths to it, not all, but still, I put like this, Christianity did have some truths to it, so it wasn't like it was completely bad. I could have embraced it, you know what I'm saying? But I chose not to, you know what I'm saying? Because I chose my own lane instead of following in my parents' footsteps and this and that, I did my own thing. And again, it's that balance. Some traditions and laws of nature is meant to continuously be passed down, you know what I'm saying? Like the 7 Hermetic principles or the Emerald Tablets, like that's laws that's meant to be passed down no matter what, no matter how much a kid is going in his own lane, say for instance, no matter how much you're going in your own lane, gravity is still gravity in essence, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still gotta deal with the laws of the universe. You just kind of having your own consciousness about the way you deal with it, you know what I'm saying? That same type of vibe. But that's it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. I don't know, wait, hold on, I'm stopping because I'm just making sure I'm exiting off on everything. But again, yeah, about staying in your own lane. Oh, and passing down the culture. Again, there are certain things that, that in essence we have to embrace from our parents, or the melanated beings or the elder people on the planet, but it's cool for some new ideas to come through, because that's what we're here for. That's how we evolve, you know. Like how a parent got a little certain way of doing things, or we do things like this, and then a little kid come up and show you a little cool way to make a, I don't know, like a toilet paper roll. I'm just saying anything, or to make a eating utensil out of something else. You know what I'm saying? A little kid will show you a cool way to do something different. You know what I'm saying? That same analogy. Like the younger beings, non-melanated beings, could also, bring something in, help for the situation to evolve, because that's how we evolve, is by those little vibrational signatures and those little differences. You know what I'm saying? And also the difference on the melanin levels of our being, to create different viewpoints or different vantage points in essence. But that's about it. That's all I have to say about that. Peace again. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.